Hello, Ducks fans. Welcome to a new episode of the Quack Report, a new season of the Quack Report, where we got new logos for the Quack Report done by your favorite co-host of the Quack Report, Nate Thomas.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was going to try and take credit, but I figured I'd just be nice for once.
I mean, you did the updated intro video, so that works. If you're watching this on YouTube, like if you're watching the video of it, so which I think we're gonna try to push a little bit more this year. I mean, obviously, if you listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, that's amazing. Thank you very much still for tuning in. But we like the video stuff as well. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hey, if we need a new logo for season 4, I think Marcus just made one for us here.
We got a black dot, a box, a duck emoji, a microphone emoji, 2019.
Yeah,
yeah.
The black box is an orange dot for me, so maybe you should update your computer once in a while, Nate.
Maybe I should, dude. I need a new one. We know this. I need a new one.
No, I know. That's fair.
I was just waiting more for like Black Friday to see like if I can still like get a discount while doing a trade-in at the same time, but at the same time, like, I mean, if it keeps crashing with every episode and we're going back to 2 episodes a week in the next few weeks here, that's going to be rough.
Yeah, it's going to be working overtime, hey?
A little bit.
Yeah, you dropped out like just before we started recording, hence why we were a couple minutes late to get
and I was like, oh no.
Well, let's hope we just got it out of the way for the first time and don't have
knock
to
on wood.
Knock on wood. My whole desk is wood, so
yeah. Mine's plywood, so that still counts. But
yeah, still wood.
Still would.
I don't even know. I feel like we have to have something bigger to start with season 3, but like I really don't know what, because literally nothing has exciting going on.
Preseason's going on. We haven't had an actual preseason in a while.
That's true.
The hockey season in general is back.
Yeah.
During a normal time, not like, middle of January.
Mm-hmm.
When everything's normally kind of a lull.
When did those playoffs start? Like August? Like the bubble playoffs?
I think. Oh yeah, bubble playoffs were like July. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we're finally getting, at least in the hockey world, some return to normalcy. I don't know about where everybody's specifically listening. If anything is close to normal, it's definitely still not here, like where Carter and I are. But like.
Nope.
At least hockey is somewhat getting back to the way it was. So, which is great. It makes me so happy, and it makes my fall so much better.
Oh, there's gonna be fans in the building too.
Oh man, I wish I wish we can't even go down to Anaheim. Like to experience a game, like because the border's still closed. But like I would love to be there. If any of you are there for the home opener or any preseason games or that kind of stuff, please tag us in your photos when you're posting them on social media, on Twitter, Instagram. Like I want to live vicariously through you guys. Absolutely. I want to get to a game eventually. I think Carter and I are going to try to get to Anaheim, at least in Calgary this season. I know they're up here a couple times. I was looking at trying to get, early on with like the Flames home openers against Anaheim, but those tickets are a little crazy right now. Like the press level seats that are normally like $25-$30 Canadian are like 50 minimum right now Canadian, which like that's not horrible, but it's still like, wow. Okay. But I don't know. Maybe we take it as a business. Do we take it as a business expense, or do we just wait until the next game?
Yeah. I mean, get a little tax write-off in there, so it's,
exactly.
Make the bosses, Dylan and Isha, pay for it.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think what would be fun though, because I do have some people who are either connected to the Flames or I have connections in the Flames themselves. What I think would be fun to see if we could swing though is if for one of those games where Anaheim is in Calgary, if we could go up into the rafters to the press, like to the actual press boxes. Ooh. I think that could be really fun to do.
We could go all Snoop Dogg and NHL 21 and just like be guest commentators. We'll be like, who the fuck are these guys?
We'll see if we can hook up like a stream to like to a live stream for us, and we will commentate the game. You guys don't, you don't want to watch oh my god, what are the games normally on? What channel? Jeez. See, you can tell that I'm trying to get back into this mode in general. Like this summer has been so wild for me. I finally had my last weekend of work like this weekend. So like I have my first actual weekend since May coming up.
Nice.
Like, yeah. So I am, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And knowing you too, you're probably going to wake up at like 7:30 in the morning still. Because your body's hey, we got work today. You should wake up.
Yeah, it's still like 8 o'clock or something like that. I'm just like, oh man, okay, but it is what it is, my boy.
Yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, going to a Ducks game. Well, Ducks game in Calgary, but eventually one day we'll go down to California.
Yeah, and we can try to do like a meetup with you beautiful people who listen to us and that kind of thing. Like, I'd love to get down there at some point. So
that'd be sick. I was going to say too that. Sorry, I was going to say too, if anyone is going to the home opener, we'll just like DM us and we'll give you our FaceTime like information.
Yeah, just put us in the
FaceTime us. Yeah, like don't even worry about data. We'll cover you, but just FaceTime us from your seat. We want to be there, kind of.
I don't know if we can afford to cover them, but like I mean, we can barely afford $50 tickets. But...
yeah, I shouldn't make promises I can't keep. But you know what? We'll maybe send you a T-shirt in lieu of your data overages for FaceTime us from Honda Center.
Yeah, exactly. Which, with our new logo, I did put out on Twitter as well. You know, if people want merch with this logo or just kind of something related to the show, let us know, right? Like that is something we've been kind of wondering about. I mean, it is season 3 and all that. Like, if you guys are interested in any merch or that kind of thing, let us know because if people want it, we would love to do it.
Yeah, so. I mean, we've been talking about it since I think the beginning of season 2, and then it just never happened.
Yeah,
but
but then again, I mean, but I'm like, I mean, this logo as well, like even just like this refresh for us has been in the works for, I mean, a few months at this point, right? So
yeah, Marcus chiming in here, he wants merch. Yeah, very excited about merch.
Perfect. Oh, see what I think? Like, I think what would be really cool with this logo specifically though. Oh, okay, Mark, that's a cool. Okay, I am a hat guy. I don't even know how many hats I have at this point. But yeah, that logo on a hat could be really cool. God damn it. Well, yeah, like a hoodie as well, that sort of thing. Like I was thinking like hoodies and t-shirts to start with, but I mean, if you guys have ideas for other things as well that you want to, that you would buy from us, that sort of thing to help support the channel, let us know. Like shoot us a like a thing on Twitter, on Instagram, I mean TikTok, comment on one of the things, right? Like just let us know what you guys would want from us. So, and even what you want from, like, say more from us, like for the actual content as well. Absolutely. Like just what you enjoy and that sort of thing, what you want more of throughout the season. So, because we are a couple of weeks away from the actual regular season kicking off, so we still, as much as season 3 for us is starting right now, we still have a little bit of time to just kind of work things for what you guys want to listen to or watch more of. So
yeah,
feel free to let us know.
Yeah, and also we are starting an OnlyFans account. So I think one of the first things that we're going to do is get matching of this logo up here. I picked the right side. This logo
there you
up go. Here. We're gonna get matching tattoos on our ass of that, and then we'll.
Oh, I was gonna say we're getting matching G-strings with the logo on the crotch.
I mean, we might do that too, but I was thinking we start ass tattoos, take a nice, like professional quality picture of it, and just sell prints of that.
Oh my god, that would be something else. Okay. This is going to be a little bit spoilery. If you say yes, have you watched the last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, are we going to talk about that specific lower back tattoo, because that thing was beautiful? We want to talk about that quick?
I mean, if you want to, yeah, sure.
Kevin's head on Cheddar's body is tattooed on the lower back of Captain Holt. That is amazing. I want that tattoo even.
Yeah, right? You know how many people are going to get that tattoo now?
Oh my God. Yeah, I want it. Honestly, okay, my girlfriend and I watched, like at least like the last 2 episodes back to back, right? Like we were like watching the season once it got on Netflix, like just over a couple days kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we watched those last 2 episodes. And I'm just going to be honest right now, because like you know me, I can be a little bit of a bitch sometimes. I full on cried at the end of that show because that has been my favorite show now for the last 8 years, or it's like 7 years, I guess, like as I found it a little bit later. But like I have loved that show, and it is my favorite show ending. There's no more episodes, and it honestly makes me sad. But I'm glad that they were able to wrap it up the way that they wanted to, at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the show just, getting canceled like originally was like it originally was,
after,
right?
That was after season 5. It got canceled.
Yeah, it
right?
was
for like
so,
36 hours, and then NBC
that was
like,
horrific for me. I was like, no, there is so much unresolved here. You can't do that. So I'm glad that they could finally, wrap it out the way that they want to. But it still made me sad that I'm never gonna get another episode here. So, but.
Sorry, switching gears here.
Yeah.
Marcus keeping us updated. Ducks score.
Yes, thank you, Marcus.
We don't have the game on here because Nate's computer can't handle it, and
no,
I'm an idiot and just didn't pull up the game before we got going. So, Marcus, we're relying on you to keep us in the loop here.
Yeah, what's the score right now, Marcus?
I like how we paused, like he was going to respond. Like
I didn't mean to pause for it. Sorry,
I did. So that's on me. But in the meantime, shall we get to a little bit of Ducks news that we got here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty. Is my music too loud? Is it louder than normal?
It's a little loud. You can maybe pull it down just a little bit, but
okay. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was louder than normal or if I just got my headphones cranked. So
I gotcha. Mark is keeping us updated. It's 1-0 currently Ducks. I like to see that.
Yes.
All right. You know what else I like to see, Carter? I'm just gonna steal your role here for a second.
Go for it.
Because it's a great segue. You know what I like to see?
What do you like?
Bob Murray finally admitting that we are in the middle of a rebound. Or rebound. I mean, basically rebuild. Okay, but if he's saying that officially now, though, what the fuck have the last 3 years been?
Yeah, right.
What the fuck?
Like,
dude?
You can't tell me you actually thought, like, you know what? I'm gonna literally do nothing for like these 2 off seasons and expect the same results.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Well, welcome to season 3. As the title of the episode is, new look, new season, same shit. Right away, we're going to start off with Nate freaking out about Bob Murray being a dumbass.
Yeah, the only thing that can make it better is you just like going off on a rant and then your computer shits out. And
mid rant. Yep, exactly. But like it's just no.
I mean, it's good.
Bob Murray frustrates me.
Yeah, it's good that he's actually come out and said it now. Like I feel like he used the word rebuild like earlier, like near the end of last season.
Yeah, but
I feel like we heard that, but it was kind of like
kind of in context. Whereas like somebody straight up seemingly asked him about it though. Like, are you in the middle of a rebuild? And he had said, we're rebuilding.
Yeah.
Marcus, wait, you're telling me we're in a rebuild? This is news to me. I'm shocked. Same here, Marcus.
Yeah.
Like obviously we felt like we were in the middle of a rebuild, obviously, but it is something different to have it actually admitted. But the fact that it actually took this long to admit is just more what frustrates me more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but because like otherwise, like it does kind of make you question though. Like, did Bob Murray actually think this team was going to be good enough, right? Like, especially like last year or even like the 2019-20 season that got shut down by COVID, right? Like, did he actually think that we were good enough to make a playoff push? Like that's like it kind of just makes me question it. So, but I mean, he's still taking the slow burn approach. So, get ready for a little bit more pain this season, people.
I mean, maybe we have a lot of young guys that appear to be ready to make the jump. So
yeah,
I hope to God that it's going to be better, but I don't know. I really don't.
See, and like the thing with the admission as well is it makes that pain a bit more bearable now. It's not we're supposed to be trying to push for a playoff spot, but we're dog shit. We're rebuilding. It's okay. Kind of like the Ottawa Senators the last few years, right? Like it was, expect losses, expect some pain for a while, but it's going to be worth it soon, hopefully. Even just down the road for the LA Kings, right? Like And they had a very quick rebuild. Like I was saying for a while that I think the Kings, could be in contention. They like for the playoffs, they were almost last year. They just had that losing streak that hindered that, unfortunately. But a little bit of a hipster, I guess, in that regard. That I didn't really hear a whole lot of that as I was saying, and I'm not trying to take credit for it or anything like that. But like more people are saying that now that like the Kings have a chance in this specific division. So
yeah, especially with it, I think being the weakest division this year, I think they absolutely have a chance of sneaking into that. I guess probably third spot. I mean, I think both wild card spots will go to the other one, the Central.
Yeah,
never know. Like they might sneak into that last one too. It's hard to say, but I think really the only locks for the division are. Well, actually, the only lock for the division is Vegas. If I'm being
realistically, yeah, it is. It is just Vegas. I guess next week we gotta do like an actual predictions thing. Like we're gonna too early predictions and whatever.
I was just thinking that. I was like, do we have to do that for this week? Like, did we totally drop the ball on that? But yeah, it can be a next week thing.
So. Yeah, next week episode. But
for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's really it's like that first spot is Vegas's to lose more than anything, and the second and third spot is open season for everybody except honestly us and San Jose, I'll say.
Yeah,
so
probably
like I know like San Jose still has great players and everything like that, but especially after what I've seen the last couple of years, I'm not too confident in them. Like to the point that I'm saying I think the Ducks will actually do better. And I was having a chat about this with Nick Floor from the San Jose Hockey Now podcast. I was just saying, like, we're not going to be much better, I don't think, but there's a difference that we are, as we were just talking about, we're rebuilding, but they're not. Like,
not supposed to be,
not supposed to be. I mean, Erik Karlsson said he didn't sign for $11 million for 8 years in San Jose to go through another rebuild. Yeah. Like pretty much, otherwise he would have stayed in Ottawa. It's like, sorry, Eric.
Honestly, at this point, he'd probably be further along if he stayed in Ottawa. Honestly,
really though, like, oh my god. Okay, Thomas Chabot now though with Erik Karlsson. Like,
dude, that's disgusting. Like, are you kidding me?
Like, my god. But yeah, I'm kind of jumping ahead, I guess, into next week's episode. But I'll say Ducks 7th this year. Well, we won't be the bottom, but we'll be at the bottom. But we won't be the bottom.
A little bit of a preview. There you go. Yeah, and I mean, just to kind of build off of that, I know it's preseason. It was literally the first game of preseason, but we did face San Jose, beat them 6-3. That was Monday night, right?
Yeah.
26th. What's today? 29th? Sunday.
Yeah, today's the 29th.
So Sunday. Dude, so fucked.
Days are a blur.
Yeah, honestly though. Yeah. No, beat him 6-3.
I don't sleep.
So it's
sleep is for the weak.
I must be weak then, because I love sleep, dude.
Dude, now I'm just thinking about the you watched the movie Meet the Robinsons, right?
Oh yeah. I was like, which one is that?
Underrated movie, by the way. Yeah,
super underrated.
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. I got the caffeine patch or whatever. She like rolls up her sleeves. She's got like 10 on them.
Yeah,
you can stay awake for days with no side effects.
That was such a good movie. I loved it as a kid.
That's an underrated movie. I think we have to talk about that sometime.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Ducks beating the Sharks 6-3. Goals from, Lindholm actually opened the scoring there. This game was not televised anywhere, so I watched none of it. I didn't even bother listening to it because I was like, I want to see what these players can do. I don't want to
exactly.
hear someone else tell me about it. But I mean, we can kind of talk about the score sheet and see kind of who's popping off for now. So yeah, Lindholm unassisted goal to open the scoring. I'll skip the San Jose goals because I don't give a shit. Volkov scores, assist by Kirk and Cody Curran. What?
I was gonna say you're not gonna talk about Benito.
No,
I can't even do that, man. Like I'm normally pretty good with stuff like that. I can't even do that though.
No,
that was impressive.
Yeah. Volkov makes it 2-1. Beau Grew, Benoit Olivier Grew, I should say, assisted by Milano there for 3-2 at the end of the second. And then 3 unanswered goals in the third period, one by Cody Curran, assisted by Terry and Robinson. I don't know who Robinson is. Do you know who
Buddy
this Robinson kid is? Oh shit, we got Buddy Robinson.
Yeah.
Fucking like 7'8", 300-pound,
pretty
like
much
brick wall, like man stud Buddy.
Yeah,
Robinson.
we did talk about him before because that was
right.
talking about my height and how I'm short.
That's right. Yeah, no, it's coming back to me now. I just forgot.
Yeah. I saw that one pop up on my phone, and I'm like, "Fuck yes!"
Then we got a goal from Troy Terry, assisted by Volkov and Milano, and then Greg Pattern tops off the 3-goal period unassisted at the end there to make it 6-3.
Okay, that fifth goal though, that fifth goal though of Terry, Volkov, and Milano, I like that. I like hearing that. That would actually be a decent line. I think I'll take that as a third line. That'd be amazing.
I think that could be a really solid third line, dude. That would be the best third line in the league, I think.
Yeah,
honestly.
Well, especially after the potential. I was gonna say, especially after like the breakup of who was that line in Tampa? Or was that their second line? But it was like Gord.
Gord.
Why am I blanking right now? I know. I just listened to a thing about it the other day.
Me too. I literally just today I listened to the 31 Thoughts podcast where Elliot Friedman talks to Stamkos about it.
It's 32 now.
It's 31.
Oh yeah, that's exactly the episode I was thinking of.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh.
Fuck me.
The one though. Oh, Coleman. And
yes, he was on that.
Start with an H.
Maybe, dude. I can't even think of it.
Yeah.
But it's fucking gone. So
yeah, Terry, Volkov, Milano. Now, I know he was hurt and everything like that. I was upset to not see Milano last year because of how much I liked everything when he had come to Anaheim right before everything shut down. Mm-hmm. Like I was disappointed to not see him last year. So I'm wanting to see him this year. That's a guy that just, subtly I'm hyped for right now.
Yeah, for sure. The other guy on that line was Goodrow. So Gord, Coleman, and Goodrow.
Right.
Dude, I'm so embarrassed that I forgot that.
Yeah, me too. It's preseason for us too here, folks.
Yeah. But no, like even though it's preseason, I'm still excited with the result of that game because when you can just take it to a team with, realistically, these were our AHL guys and kind of our bottom 6 guys that we played. So to get them kind of into the groove of things and play them against similar competition, I think that's super beneficial.
Yeah, exactly.
The top guys on San Jose in this game were Hurdle and LeBanc and Vlasic. And the top guys in our game, there was Milano, Getzlaff, or I don't know why I said Milano, Getzlaff, I guess Terry, Shattenkirk, and Lindholm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like very little NHL experience on both sides, really. So I'd say it was very, very even competition.
Yeah, exactly. The goaltending tandem, though, of Dostal and Eriksson Ek as well. That's exciting for the future, at least. Dostal taking Jonas Heller's number 1, kind of like that, actually. Promising in that as well, though, right? Like, only the 1 goal against, a 929 save percentage in a half hour of play, for half the game. That is promising. So again, it is just AHL guys and whatnot, but Dostal's just showing at least after the 1 game, and I know there's another one going right now. I'm not sure if he's playing in it or not. But it seems like he's just kind of picking up from last year. And that's what we want to see, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah. Which I think is going to make it a little bit harder for Stolarz, right? If he's taking that backup role or not. So
a little bit of competition for him, just so that he doesn't, settle into I don't want to say a rhythm. What am I trying to say?
Like a rut?
Yeah. Or like gets comfortable and he's like,
no
matter what I do, like this spot's gonna be mine kind of thing. Like I think that it'll be good to have Dostal kind of knocking at the door there. So
yeah, exactly.
You were asking if Dostal was in net.
Or if he's playing tonight, yeah.
If he's playing tonight. It's him and Stolarz. So Dostal's in right now. And then presumably Stolarz will get the second half of the game.
Sweet.
Who else do we got playing tonight? Henrique, Delorier, Lundestrom, Silfverberg, Grant, Comtois, Zegras, Jones, O'Regan, who apparently scored. I don't know his first name. Braden Tracy and Ricard Raquel. Was Braden Tracy one of our picks from this year? Or was that last year? 2019.
I think
never mind.
Oh yeah, 2019. Excuse me.
Yeah,
that's a
Reagan guy.
That's a lot of NHL guys there, actually. I like that. We're getting right into it, getting ready already.
Yeah. Danny O'Regan is the goal scorer here. Drafted 2012 by San Jose, played 25 career games in San Jose and Buffalo. Must have signed him as a free agent, I guess.
I think we did. I'm remembering something about that now.
Okay.
I mean, he'll be an AHLer, I'm assuming, but
yeah, potentially. Arizona's starting quite a few of their NHL guys as well, whichever ones they have left, anyways.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So that team, I think it'll be an interesting thing.
That team completely cleared shop this year.
Just
like
gone,
full on, tore it down like to nothing. Yeah. I think for like next year's draft in the second round, I think they have like 5 picks right now. Like,
oh boy,
it is insane. Ridiculous. Which, I mean, you can like draft picks are obviously great assets, right? Because you can use them to bring in other guys, let's say, or you actually use them to draft and you just build your prospect pool, which I think Arizona actually needs to do. So
absolutely,
they're doing. It kind of sucks that Arizona didn't really get a whole lot of success before they had to rebuild and that sort of thing. But like, I feel like for them, this is the best option actually. So
yeah, I'd say so for sure.
And also another great decision that they made for this year, going back to the Kachinas full time, bringing in a white version of it. Chef's kiss. It's beautiful. For a second, it looked like I was smoking a joint there, but
it did. It's okay. I'll sorry. This is the chef's kiss. Parents.
There we go. Oh, I sent them the link. I don't know if they're watching or not, but yeah, there you go. Chef's kiss. So yeah, those jerseys are beautiful. I'm hoping with the introduction of the white one, I can finally get my hands on one of the black ones, like the home one now, because they're so hard to find. Like, whenever they got posted on Cool Hockey, they're like, my size is gone within 2 days. So, and it's always like, it's right at the time where I'm like, oh, like I shouldn't be spending a whole lot of money right now. And that's when they get put up. And I'm like, come on, really?
Yeah. That's what the credit card's for, man.
Oh, man.
Deal with it later.
I had to pay off my credit card the other day and I was like, oh boy. Like I even like paid my rent just like a couple days early and whatnot. I'm like, oh boy. So, like I know, like I have pretty much everything else paid for the year that like I have planned, which is great.
Yeah.
So there's like a couple things that I haven't yet, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
So, but we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Whatever. It's an investment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're actually losing money in the long run if you don't buy these jerseys.
Dude, don't put that in my head. My girlfriend's gonna hate you for that.
I hope she's not watching.
No, she's not. Actually, okay, speaking of which though, I didn't get a chance to show you this. So I'm gonna if you're watching live, you're gonna get to see this as well. But I wanted to show you this because I think this is great.
Okay. I know 100% it's gonna be a jersey. It's just which one. And also, how many jerseys is it gonna be? I mean, it sounds like just one. Let's see it. Let's get your full screen here. Okay.
So just a little bit of backstory. I had done a Cool Hockey mystery box. And I had a jersey, I had the jersey sent to me. I opened it up and it was a Robin Lehner Vegas jersey. I was really happy about that because then I had, the Fleury one and then the Lehner one. The issue was though, they had sent the wrong size by accident. And I was like, oh no. And so I emailed them and I was like, hey, is there any chance that, I can just get this jersey in the right size though? Cause I like my pull. And they're like, no, unfortunately we can't, guarantee with that kind of thing. Like you'll have to, it's either you can get a refund or you take another chance again. And I was like, okay, well, I'll take the chance then, see what I can get. And there's no name on this one, unfortunately. However, though, I got kind of close. And I know this is a Ducks podcast, but this thing is very nice. I want to say.
Oh boy. Yeah. That's good. That's real good.
And like the lighting in here right now, if you're watching this, it is the gold Vegas jersey. And like the lighting in here right now is actually not really doing it justice. Carter, you'll have to like come over and see it. This jersey
Absolutely.
is beautiful. I hadn't actually seen this one yet in person, and I am quite impressed actually, because this was like when it was initially released. I wasn't a huge fan of the fact that they actually didn't really use any black in the design. That that like the arms were more of the gray. I thought the gold would have popped a little bit more with the black. It kind of felt unsaturated at least. But seeing this jersey in person, actually, it is a very nice jersey. I still wish there was a little bit more black in it, but
I just take a Sharpie to those armbands.
Oh God, no! Oh, dude, no. But yeah, so I wanted to show you that because that is a very nice jersey. Seeing Marcus chiming in here with Fleury slowly breaks down, and then Stone and Theodore. Yeah. For all three of those, yeah. But the Fleury one though, yeah. So I got my Vegas Fleury jersey, the home one. I did get a 2009 era Pittsburgh jersey, and I got the white one, the one that he won his first cup in. I have that in the shop right now, getting Fleury's name put on it.
In the shop like it's a car.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a Chicago one getting done up right now as well. So I will complete the Fleury collection. And I have tickets to go see Calgary vs. Chicago in November. I'm really excited about that. So, and
I got your Chicago jersey.
No, I'll wear my Flames jersey, but I'm going to take all three jerseys up because I got a buddy who is pretty sure he can actually get me to meet Marc-Andre Fleury and get these signed.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
So I'm like, fingers crossed and whatnot.
I mean, I don't think you can meet Fleury wearing a Flames jersey though.
Oh no, this will be earlier in the day. And
so you'll wear the Chicago jersey for that.
I'll probably just be wearing like a hoodie or something like that because I need the jerseys in my hand to have them sign, right?
You don't want to like wear it and be like, sign right here, right on.
No, he has to sign it on the number, right? So because then I can get them framed and all hung up.
I guess, yeah.
So
yeah, I don't think.
Yeah. How do we even get on this topic? I forget.
I couldn't tell you. I have no
idea.
Anyway. Anyways, before we head to break here, upcoming games, actually quite a few before our next episode.
For once, oh my God!
Yeah, right.
We are in hockey season when we actually have upcoming games, and it's not just listed on our outline. October.
Yeah, it's not even October, and we got games. It's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, preseason, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah. So we got Arizona obviously going on right now. Marcus, let us know if it's not still 1-0, and then San Jose tomorrow night, Thursday. Arizona again on Saturday. San Jose again on Monday. Like, can we play some other teams here? That'd be nice. And then LA next Wednesday when we'll be recording our next episode. So yeah, those are the upcoming ones. It'll be pretty cool. I'll be excited to see some of the game, be able to watch some of the games when, we're not actually recording, and hopefully see some of the young guys and guys in the system, see if any of the guys prospect wise, and see if any of the guys last year have drastically improved in the off season.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to see. And obviously Drysdale and Zegras too. Oh boy.
Give that to me. Give it to me now.
Yes. Anything you want to go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, I hope Zegras pops off this year. I want a Calder nomination at least for that kid. I want to see it. Bob, Dallas, don't fuck this up for me. And don't fuck this up for the rest of the fan base. And don't fuck this up for Trevor. Get that boy a Calder. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Should we head to break?
Yeah. Let's do it here.
All right. Week 3 of football is in the books. Now, it's time to review the tape and get ready for Week 4 with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. To kick off another action-packed week, DraftKings is giving new customers $150 instantly when they bet $1 on any football game. Head to the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and place a bet of $1 on any game this week to receive $150 in free bets instantly. If Sportsbook is not yet available in your state, DraftKings still has huge cash prizes up for grabs all season long with their daily fantasy contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. So, what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code THPN to receive $150 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any football game. That's promo code THPN, as in the Hockey Podcast Network, this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
All right, we're going to get into some what if here, episodes 4 to 7. So not including the one that just dropped today, which is What If Ultron 1, I believe.
Yes.
That's the one. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so that's part of the reason we're not talking about it. But
you're in for a treat, dude. I watched the episode this morning before I had to get ready for class, and it was good. It was very good.
I feel like it's going to be good. So
but no more talking about that. We will talk about that later on. So
yeah, so we're going to start with the one, what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands, which we, I guess, kind of touched on last time we talked about what if, but not really.
Yeah,
and then we got.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, that episode came out the first day we talked about what if. So
yeah,
we said the same thing. Like, we weren't going to talk about it that day to give people a chance to listen and that kind of stuff. So, or to watch, I guess. But
yeah, exactly. And then we got zombies. Killmonger rescued Tony Stark, and if Thor were an only child. So those will be some interesting ones. Let's, I guess, just start with number 4, the Doctor Strange episode, if you can remember that far back.
Fuck, that episode was depressing.
Yeah.
Dark, sad, however you want to describe it. But, like, at the same time, it's Doctor Strange. It's the mystic arts and everything like that, but it was insanely human, right? Like, just that tweak that, you know, like the what if aspect of it, right? Being that, why can't I remember her name? But he's
Rachel
still
McAdams.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
that's like he's still dating her, right? Like it's not like when the movie itself opens and they're separated, but they're still friends and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, instead of, you know, his hands getting smashed and that, like, she dies, and it's like it makes it. Yeah, exactly. And just it gets darker as it goes on, right? But
yeah,
you know, kind of thinking about it, like, how many of us would be in the position that Doctor Strange was in that episode and not try to do something similar, right?
Yeah,
at least to a point.
Especially if you potentially have that power, right?
Yeah, to try to change it and that kind of thing, right? Like, it was, definitely. That was definitely like a relatable episode, I think, for a lot of people, right?
Oh, for
like,
sure.
There's always something, like, everybody has something that they wish that they could, if they could go back in time and change and that kind of thing, right? So, but yeah, then, you know, we're getting like the dark Doctor Strange and everything like that.
Doctor Strange, yeah.
Doctor Strange. But, and yeah, just like kind of the connection with, like, even the first episode of What If, right? It was that same monster that Red Skull had conjured up and everything like that too, which was interesting. And that was kind of that first crossover point, I think, for this series, because actually, no, I can't even say anything now. But yeah, it was like the first kind of crossover point that we had seen so far in this series. And but the one thing that I found really interesting at first in that episode, though, was that as Doctor Strange was accumulating all this dark magic, dark energy, he could sense the presence of the Watcher.
That was very cool.
That was like, oh, okay, wow. He actually is getting very powerful to the point that, like, he can sense that there's someone there, at least.
This celestial being watching over everything that literally nobody else knows even exists. Yeah, that was very, very cool.
And yeah, just, you know, continuing to do it to the point that he was able to change it, but he had become the monster himself and everything like that. And the Watcher did actually like he didn't intervene, but he did kind of at the same time. He at least made his presence known.
Yeah,
which was very like out of left field, I guess, for if you know anything about like the Watchers and the comics and that sort of thing, and even just to that point in the TV show, right? Like he never makes himself known. He can't intervene and whatnot for he is the Watcher. And just saying like I love how he just basically shows up in front of Doctor Strange though, and it's just like, you fucked up, you gotta live with it. See you later.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of a badass moment, but at the same time, I was like, Jesus fuck, this guy. But
left it for a dark ending, like
which is
that was the most
for the Marvel universe.
Yeah, like that was a somber ending. Like the only other time that we would have had something close to that would have been Infinity War, right? Exactly. Where the heroes lost, and it ended with that.
Yeah.
Right.
But even then, like it's not like the entire universe had collapsed. It was just half of the Avengers were gone, and you were like, okay, well, what are they going to do now? Like, what's next? Like, how are they going to fix this kind of thing? But now,
yeah, exactly.
And then this one, you're like, that's literally it. The universe is
like in that universe, it's done.
It
was like in that universe is done. So
it was very fun.
Yeah,
which was very
really
cool. That's what I enjoyed about it. So
yeah, I did very much enjoy it. So and like, honestly, some of my I don't know if what this is about me, but like some of my favorite movies are some of those darker ones, right? Like,
no, I agree, 100%.
Yes, like especially with like sci-fi or fantasy kind of movies, right? Like, obviously the Dark Knight is one that everybody goes to, right? Being a pretty dark movie, it doesn't exactly have a happy ending to it.
Yeah.
Right. Another one that I don't know, some people might disagree with me, but like Revenge of the Sith. Right, like episode 3 for Star Wars. Like, if you think about it, that is a dark movie. Like, you were seeing the complete fall of a democracy, a fall of an entire order, like that had been a thing for millions of generations and whatnot, and the galaxy is essentially left in turmoil.
Yeah, exactly.
And like that's where you're left. Like, obviously, like at that point, obviously, that like the original trilogy and everything kind of gets restored in that. But like, if you look at that movie just on its own, like that is a dark, sad movie.
Yeah,
so but that one's Empire, one of my favorites.
Even Empire is like that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's a very dark movie in general, and it ends with Han Solo potentially being dead. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, back in 1980, people didn't know if Han Solo was going to come back. Harrison Ford didn't even know if Han Solo was going to come back, right? Like that was the whole reason they, like behind the scenes reason that they did that was because they didn't know if they were going to bring the character of Han Solo back. Like if they were going to kill him off, and I guess then would have been the third one, right? Or like what they were going to do. Like they kind of gave themselves that room for it. And Harrison Ford even himself like wanted to be killed off. So, and he felt that was right for the character. So eventually they did it for episode 7. But at that point, I don't know. I kind of disagree with that a little bit, but I can see it at the same time. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
but yeah, you are right. Like Empire as well. So one movie that I really enjoy though, that if anybody's kind of like a war movie fan or that sort of thing, if you haven't seen this yet, definitely go check it out. I think it's still on Netflix, is Fury with I think it's Brad Pitt and Logan Lerman. But it's a great cast throughout that movie. But that's
the one where they're in the tank.
Yeah, so it follows this tank crew essentially in like the final days of World War II on the German front.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
Very good movie. So I think I went to that one with my grandpa actually in theaters. So his I believe it was his dad. I'm trying to remember the actual connection here, but I believe it was his dad was a bomber pilot, or not a bomber pilot. Sorry, he sat in the nose of the bombers in World War II, right? So like, he does have some of that like war history knowledge and that kind of thing, and so he liked those movies and wanted to go. So I wanted to go as well, and that was a great movie to experience in theaters. And watching it still like years later, just like at home or whatever, it's still a great movie. So yeah, if you haven't seen that one yet, definitely go check that out.
Yeah, I second that. Good movie. For sure. Okay. Tying it back to What If, is there anything else you want to say about the fourth one here?
I think I said all that needs to be said. It was a great episode. Love that one. So yeah,
for sure. Sticking with the dark episodes here, they kind of packed them into the middle. What if zombies? So in the midst of a zombie apocalypse, that was a really good one.
That was a great one.
I didn't know exactly where they were going to place it in the timeline, but I think where they did it was like very interesting and kind of unexpected, like right at the beginning of Endgame. I thought that was very
yeah. I thought that was a great that was a great episode. I thought that was one I wish that just had a couple more minutes, because some parts of it felt a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
I think it would have benefited from even just like 2 minutes more, right? Just to let kind of some parts breathe. But but I'm really jumping ahead here, but like even like the cliffhanger ending of it now, it's a zombie Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, right? Like, what would a zombie Thanos do at that point, right? So they did change it a little bit from like the comic idea that they still retained their consciousness and everything like that, like still knew what they were doing. So it does, it leads another what if question, right? Of like, what if zombie Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet? Like, what would happen, right? Like, what would the point of it be at that point? Like, would it be to turn the entire universe into zombies, or would it all change? He's trying to bring in more resources essentially at that point, instead of like people said he probably should have, instead of trying to commit mass genocide. But like, so like what would happen at that point? So
I think honestly, I think they're probably going to explore that, because we already know there's going to be a season 2. So I would imagine there's going to be a little bit of like sequel action going on. Like, it could entirely be new stories in season 2 as well. We don't know. But I think this, from what I remember, this was kind of the first actual cliffhanger one. Like the other ones, it's like, okay, yeah, like we can see like how you can continue this on if you wanted to, but it also kind of felt final. This one, in my opinion, was the very first one that was like, oh shit, this is actually a cliffhanger. Like,
exactly.
This is some big shit you're dropping in the final seconds of the episode, and before it fades to black.
Yeah. Well, and like the survivors at the end of it, though, like, okay, we're starting at the end and we're working our way backwards here. So we'll finish this last part up, like about the end, and then we can talk about like the episode as a whole, or like from like front to back kind of thing. But yeah, like the ending group is not who I actually anticipated it being. No. It was Peter Parker, the head of Scott Lang, Ant-Man, and T'Challa, the Black Panther. So which, like, that's a great
crew
thing.
though. That's a crew.
Yeah, that's a crew. And I love as well in this series that you could tell that they were trying to give the world as much Chadwick Boseman as they could.
Oh yeah.
Because I think at that point, like Marvel knew from Chadwick Boseman himself that this was probably going to be the last thing. So they're trying to give as much as they can and that sort of thing. But which we'll get to that again in a little bit here. So I mean that's an unlikely kind of like survivors group. I thought, from like what we had like at the start of the episode, but was really great. Yeah. So now we're going to go back to the beginning of the episode. I do love how they started it off, though, of like Hulk coming down and being like, well, what the hell's going on? And like, oh, hey, Tony's here. He's going to save us. And then, oh, shit, Iron Man is a zombie.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, very effective for dealing with Thanos' crew, though. Like, why didn't we think of that? Why did we have to go through 2.5 hours of pain and suffering? We could have just unleashed zombies on them and good to go.
To have the moth like thrown out of the spaceship, alien style, to have. Yeah, exactly. So,
what do you think about the whole idea of the zombie virus coming from the quantum realm when they rescued Hope's mom?
I did think that was cool, and it definitely falls in line with Marvel thought and everything like that, and like what science has been in the Marvel universe, whether it's the movies, the comics, whatever. It definitely worked. I would have loved to have seen it as that bioweapon that was in like the start of Civil War. I would love to see it be that, but I did like the idea of it, which did add to the narrative a little bit in some character development with Hope, right? That she felt responsible for it and that sort of thing. So, which obviously it wasn't her fault directly type thing, but just added a little bit to that. And that's why I was saying it would have been beneficial, I think, for just like the extra 2 minutes to explain some of that just a little bit more, like have a little bit more time with things like that. So
yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
But and I love how they had like the zombie, how to survive in a zombie apocalypse, like instruction video.
Yeah,
that was reminiscent of like Zombieland, and I love that movie as well. I haven't seen the second one, but that was because the second one just for myself, it felt like it was too long after to have done it. So, but I'm sure I'll check it out eventually and enjoy it still. But
yeah,
I loved that instructional zombie thing.
Yeah.
Happy's shirt in that as well is like, I'm saving myself for Thor.
Yeah.
I want that t-shirt.
Yeah, if they don't come out with that merch, like holy shit, they're losing out. But
yeah, exactly. My favorite thing though, I think my favorite joke out of that whole episode though had to have been when they were at Grand Central Station and saying like, hey, okay, we'll split up. And Peter's like, do you guys not like watch horror movies where you're from or that sort of thing? And why am I forgetting her name right now? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Agent Carter?
No, is the general of the Wakandan army. Okoye.
Yep.
I think. Right? I
don't know if the pronunciation's right, but yeah.
I think it's Okoye. Somebody will correct me later if I'm wrong. But how she's just like, no, we have American television. I'm like, I actually had to stop it for a second. I was laughing so hard at that joke. I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah. All right. Are you okay if we jump ahead to episode 6 now, or is there something else you want to say about this one?
It was definitely one of my favorites. I was very happy with it because this is the episode that I was anticipating the most.
Yeah.
And I was happy with the execution of it. So, and I would definitely like to see more. I know there's been talk already about like a live action kind of adaptation or spinoff with this.
That would be
and whatnot.
Cool.
So, and I would love that. So,
so number 6 or episode 6, sorry. What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? Throwing it all the way back to Iron Man 1 with that one. Initial thoughts on that one?
It was a really good episode as well. And really, it shows just how the entire Marvel universe would have changed from that pivotal point, right? Of of Tony Stark becoming Iron Man, right? Like the entire thing changes. You don't like really have the Avengers or that sort of thing probably and whatnot. But again, we had a little bit more Chadwick Boseman in that episode, and in the spiritual plane, I think is what it's called, or that. But that felt so perfect. It didn't feel like something forced, actually, with real life implications and whatnot. It felt perfect, I think.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, 100%. That was I almost I did tear up at that.
Yeah.
It was tough to watch.
But yeah, I thought that was a great episode as well. And like right away there's like kind of the suspicions of Killmonger and that sort of thing, right? Like once other characters start bringing things up, you're like, yeah, wait a second. Actually, I didn't think about that. You just went into it as like a what if, and it's like, oh yeah, Killmonger happened to be around, and that's what. And then it's like, oh wait a second, and like you got it, like everything. It was definitely an episode that everything kind of peels back with what's actually going on, like I guess like for the audience, right? Like how does that make sense?
No, but I get what you're saying.
We're learning things at the same time as the characters. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I thought it made it really interesting. And that's another episode as well, I think, that had a great cliffhanger ending that you could revisit again. So
for sure.
And like you still at the end of it, you don't really know that you have an idea what Killmonger's play is, but you still don't 100%. Like it is a really good episode. So, and I loved Andy Serkis as well, returning as Claw. I love Andy Serkis, and in that role especially, it works perfectly. So
yeah, it does. Yeah,
there's a lot to like about that episode, I think.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add about that one. It wasn't my favorite. I still thought it was good, but I don't really have anything to add. So
yeah, I think it was Mr. Sunday Movies that I was watching, and they were talking about this episode, and they brought up a point. I think Tony Stark, so like up to that point, Tony Stark had died in every episode that he was in, even for like a few seconds. He had died in every episode of What If up until that point still.
Oh, wild.
Because he died he died in the zombie apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
He would have died by the assassination from Hank Pym in was that the second episode, I think?
That was episode 3. Episode
3
was what was that one? Episode 1 was Peggy Carter.
Was Paging Carter. Was it not episode 2?
Oh god. I guess we could just pull up our outline from, what was that, 2 shows ago?
Yeah.
I believe. Oh, what the heck was it? T'Challa becoming Star-Lord. That was episode 2.
Right. So, but yeah, I think he had shown up. That was the 3rd episode that Tony Stark had shown up, and he died in that one. So yeah, up until that point, Tony Stark had died in every single episode that he was in. So, which I thought was kind of funny as well when they brought that point up. I was like, yeah, wait a second. So, but yeah, it shows really that I guess the Marvel Universe couldn't have happened in the way that we had seen it in the movies without Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I've never even really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
So it really hammers home, I guess, how important he is in our universe to, just everything else that happened after. And I mean, we always knew it kind of all revolved around Tony anyways, but Iron Man, whatever. But yeah, it's really cool to see like in every other universe that we've seen it, like he is necessary.
There's just the implications as well. Yeah. And I think we'll still see more of it in the actual like MCU movies and whatnot. Like just what Tony, not being around anymore has still implications, right? Like we saw it in Spider-Man already. And I'm interested to see just kind of how it continues. So it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Last episode to talk about here. What if Thor were an only child? First of all, I take offense to this one. Only children are not that big of an animal.
But Carter, you're also not a prince. You're not a prince god who can.
No, but I'm a princess.
Lightning. Oh my god. Oh, but after like those 3 episodes that we just talked about, kind of dealing with some, darker elements to it and some more serious stuff, it was nice to, I mean, it was literally a party episode, right? It was a fun episode. And I thought that was great, especially because after that is the last 2 episodes of the series, which you could kind of see was potentially leading up, as if you had seen any promos of that, potentially leading up to kind of some crossover from these universes. So this was like the perfect episode before you get kind of into that 2-part finale type deal. I thought at least. And, but yeah, this was a hilarious episode. I loved all the random references and whatnot. Howard the Duck returning again. Like, oh my god, he is. I honestly love that character, and the way he has been used just subtly in the MCU has been great. Just kind of making it better from that horrible 90s movie, I think it was, of Howard the Duck.
I don't know.
Oh dude, no, just don't.
Not worth it.
No, not at all. But yeah, it was. Oh god, a little bit of redemption for Howard the Duck here over the last few years with him appearing in Guardians of the Galaxy and the What If movies here. I think I saw it a while ago though. He was actually also in that lineup in Endgame, I believe.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was like that. Like the whole shot, like when it like pans down everybody and Steve Rogers like Avengers Assemble, right? Howard the Duck is in there. I'm pretty sure.
That's awesome. I didn't notice it on my next rewatch. I'll definitely have to keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, for sure. But that was an amazing episode. I believe like Natalie Portman came back for it as well. Chris Hemsworth obviously as Thor. Tom Hiddleston as Loki, which that was also great as well. Great. Just seeing that like. If they weren't brothers, they just would have been buds. It seems
like sick pals, yeah. Like Loki was still kind of a dink, but like they were just like they were kind of like just frat bros,
Yeah, basically that's exactly what it was. This was a frat episode, 100%.
Yeah.
So, and I also love how like humanity essentially just took instantly to the world is gonna party.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, the aliens are coming. Oh, turns out it's a party god. Sick. Let's go.
Exactly. Yeah.
This guy wants to slide down the Sydney Opera House. Fucking go for it, buddy. Sure.
And like the fact that Thor is, like thousands of years old or hundreds of years old, whichever one it is, he is still terrified of his mom, though, figuring out he's having a party. That's hilarious. Like I love this whole premise of it. I thought it was great.
And party pooper Captain Marvel too. Like
it's so good.
I always enjoy seeing Captain Marvel, but like in this movie, I'm like, can you just like maybe fuck off a little bit so we can see more party Thor?
Like you actually agree with Thor on this? Like, no, you're like, don't shut down the party. Come on.
I mean, she was still.
I love
badass,
how the world.
like,
I love how the world partying is a global issue.
Yeah.
Like just the entire premise of that show was honestly great. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
It was definitely another great episode as well. I want to say so many of these are my favorites, but like, I think I have to actually like watch the entire series or like the entire season like again to actually probably determine which is a favorite for sure of these episodes. Yeah. But I love this episode, and just lighthearted and everything like that. So many good jokes in it too, and whatnot. But so
would you, I think, have to quickly talk about the cliffhanger ending? Like,
yes.
What the fuck's going on with that? We got Evil Vision has assembled all the Infinity Stones. Is that what did I get?
Well, because remember, Vision's body was originally supposed to be Ultron, like his final form. So that's what it actually is. That's Ultron.
Gotcha.
So okay, a little spoilery, I guess, but it does lead into that next episode.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So that's all I'll say.
I thought maybe it would get a sequel next season, but they are starting to tie it together, which is super cool. I was really hoping they would do that at some point. So that's awesome.
So, but I did like that as well, though, that like just subtly kind of throughout. And that was kind of the big hint, though, was that the Watcher has been actually missing things, which is interesting. So considering like that, he sees all, he knows all, like he is a legitimate God entity. Yeah. Right. And he missed this. So
and he was like, definitely, what's going on? Yeah. Dude, that fucking shook me. I was like, I need the rest of the season fucking now.
Well, especially after like the previous 3 episodes that we even just talked about, right? Being like those darker endings, like a little bit more like kind of uneasy endings, let's put it that way, right? And they all lived happily ever after. Like even like as a viewer, you're like, that's too good to be true.
No,
then,
they didn't.
What's this? And then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Which I thought was really a really cool way of doing it. Like, again, I haven't seen the most recent episode yet, so everything I say is either speculation or it's in up to episode 7. So, but I thought it was really cool because really the only thing I remember from Shakespeare back in high school is there would always be like the super lighthearted comedic scene about like a bunch of peasants talking about shoveling shit or whatever, and it was hilarious back in the 1400s whenever Shakespeare was doing his thing. I don't know. I'm not a historian.
I don't remember that shit. It's fine.
But I remember that was the one thing I remember is it would be super lighthearted scene, and then the very, very next scene would be like the darkest part of the whole play. So I absolutely fucking love when shows do that because I'm like, oh, this is like super happy and awesome, and then it's just like instantly, nope, super dark and depressing. So
exactly.
I love that.
And like just thinking of another example, still Marvel related and whatnot, that does that beautifully. Okay, I've been rewatching High Top Films video essays about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, and he's talking about Spider-Man 2 and just talking about the fact that like, you went from the scene of Peter asking for an advance and, the iconic J. Jonah Jameson laugh at him, right? Of like,
I got it. Yeah.
You serious?
Like going from that though directly into Otto Octavius's monologue after the accident, he had escaped the hospital, being like, I deserve to be at the bottom of the river right now. Like I did a horrible thing. Like just the fact that he was able to go like from that was like pretty amazing, that like you just went into it right away and it didn't feel jarring. So, but exactly what you were talking about. So,
yeah. So I think that's all I have to say about episodes 4 to 7 of What If. I guess next week or in 2 weeks, I'll leave it up.
It'll be 2 weeks. Yeah.
In 2 weeks, we'll talk about the whole season. So after Well, probably a week and a half because I guess in 2 weeks is when the season starts. So that's a pretty big episode.
It will be. That'll be the first. First game is that night, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So 2 weeks we'll talk about the whole season. Give you a week to watch that last episode and really give me a week to watch that last episode. So yeah, that's let us know your thoughts, I guess, on episodes 4 to 7, and feel free to DM us as you watch episodes 8 and 9 because Nate handles all the DMs and he watches
right
them
away, so.
like immediately. So
yeah.
I
don't like spoilers, so.
Which is totally fair. Yeah. Okay. Well, let us take a quick break before we get to the first What's Quacking of the season.
Yeah, boy.
What's up, everybody? This is Taylor and Brendan from Straight Up Sabres of the Hockey Podcast Network. Things are not going very well in Saberland this season, or really for the past 10 years or so. However, we here at Straight Up Sabres are so excited to keep bringing you guys the latest Sabres news, with everything ranging from interviews with some of your favorite Twitter follows all the way up to former players and everything in between. We have got you covered with your weekly coverage of the Buffalo Sabres.
That's right. We got a lot coming up through the rest of the season and into the offseason. Who's going to coach the team next year? Is Kevin Adams going to have a new boss? Will he be a president of hockey operations? Will there be an assistant GM? Are they going to fill out their scouting staff? How many times will I cry next season? Maybe 0. I'm dead inside. Will Jack Eichel be here? Sam Reinhart going to get extended? You know, all this and more on Straight Up Sabres.
Exciting stuff. So make sure you're checking us out wherever you're listening to podcasts and following us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram at Straight Up Sabres, and on Twitter at Straight Sabres.
Oh, this is on me. I switched my teaser on. That's the one. Okay, Nate, what do you got for What's Quacking?
All right, so this week I did ask for a few questions or that from fans a little bit later, but we did still get a couple though. There's one that I want to pull up a couple stats for, I think. So give me 2 seconds here just so I can pull them up. So I realized I want to end on the other one.
What are you doing?
I did, but it was not a very long one. I remember that Sabres one being a lot slower at least. Here we go. Okay, so the first question comes from the co-host of the Sporty with Corey and Richie show, Richie Flores, asking, do you love Tobias Rieder, as much as I do? Look at that smile. And he had posted a picture of Rieder from a while ago. So Rieder, of course, having a PTO with the Anaheim Ducks this preseason. Carter, your thoughts on Tobias Rieder?
Pre-Edmonton Oiler days, I was like all over Tobias Rieder. Loved him. Post-Edmonton Oiler days, I just kind of feel bad for him, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. Indifferent, I guess, if I want to sum it up in a single word.
Yeah, I think definitely if he were to make this Anaheim Ducks team, he's definitely in that bottom 6. I'd probably honestly say the 4th line, if anywhere. But he can definitely be used, I think, in a shutdown role, kind of a grinder role. But he can still help with points at least. Taking a look at him in Calgary in the 2019-20 season, which is the most of a regular season that we've had for a while now. In 55 games, he did have 4 goals, 6 assists for 10 points.
Not bad.
And yeah, and even in Buffalo, honestly, last year with that god-awful team, and that's coming from, a Ducks podcast. In 44 games, he still had 7 points. He had 5 goals and 2 assists. So, the guy can still put up some numbers at least, which even that will take, honestly. So I wouldn't mind having Tobias Rieder, at least just looking at the traditional stats. I hadn't really had a chance to, get into the analytic stats or anything like that. But just from what I can remember of Tobias Rieder, I think he could definitely help in that bottom 6, but it's also not wanting to take away from a young guy unless you're able to actually give the young guys, a chance a little bit higher up. So,
yeah, I think it'll definitely, at the very least, push some of the younger guys into maybe establishing themselves in a bottom 6 role a little bit more. So instead of it being like, well, I'm on the Anaheim Ducks, where literally, oh, can you hold a hockey stick and skate? Come on into our bottom 6.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it's felt the last couple of years, like you bring in a young guy, they don't quite do it or have that same push, it seems, that they do in the AHL. So I think having NHL caliber players down there that are also fighting for constant spots are really going to push our young guys, and hopefully they'll be better than Tobias Rieder.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's my thoughts.
There you go. All right, so we got one more question here, I guess, before we wrap up the show. This one comes from Mitch at Mitch's B Cray. It's an amazing handle there.
Love it.
Buddy, or my buddy Mitch here is asking, what's your favorite way to cook duck? I've never personally cooked duck. I have had duck, though. It is very tasty, I have to admit. And I had it in a pasta. I think it was like with like a cream sauce, not quite Alfredo, but that kind of thing. It was very good. So
nice.
Carter, have you ever cooked duck before, or have you had it at least?
Actually, I just cooked duck for the first time, like just literally the other day. So that's wild.
Nice. I don't have the keys here. Play the clapping. Congrats, Carter.
Thank you. Gotta wait for it to die out. I'm just too popular,
Too popular with the keys.
The keys, yeah. I just started with pan frying it just to kind of sear the outside. Oven roasted it to like a nice medium. So, which apparently you can do with duck, even though it's like kind of more like chicken. You can still eat it while it's pink-ish on the inside.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So, like,
are you sure about that? We'll check in with Carter next week and see if he's had any food poisoning. But
it's okay. Medium is like a bad way to put it. It's still technically well done, but it's just like juicy.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's not like if you have a rare steak and there's still that like strip of raw in the middle, like it's cooked through. So,
gotcha.
But oh man, it was so tender and juicy. Oh, I loved it.
Duck is quite tasty, I gotta admit, and that's probably horrible on a. I mean, at least it's a hockey team called the Ducks. I don't know if that's crossing a line, but
it's kind of awesome because it has like the texture of chicken and like the toughness of a pork chop and like the juiciness of like a medium steak or a medium rare steak, and just like it's just the best parts of like the most popular meats. That is duck, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry now. I had like 2 bites of my supper before we started. But duck is quite good. I'd like to have it again soon. So but
absolutely.
Yeah, hope that answers your question, Mitch. So Carter, I think you have to actually cook this for me now.
Yeah, sure.
So,
you bring the duck, and I'll bring the cooking utensils. I don't know.
Where do I get duck even? I've never seen it just like around.
There's tons of ducks like just over by the lake at my place.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, grab a net, axe, whatever.
Take my slingshot.
Slingshot, yeah, whatever you need.
Lacrosse ball.
Oh, sorry. I know we already talked about What If. Not really a spoiler, but I thought it was absolutely hilarious in the Thor episode when they're like, "Hey, we found the thing to make the world's largest or like the best slingshot we've ever made or something." It's the
St. Louis Arch.
Dude, I died. That part was so awesome.
Did it show what they were gonna shoot?
No, it didn't.
No? See, I want to know that now.
Yeah, right?
that could be its own What If episode. What if the St. Louis Arch was a slingshot?
Dude, I think at that point you could literally launch whatever you wanted. Like you could launch a rocket into space, I feel.
And take off.
Yeah. All right. What are your other questions here?
That was it. That was all.
Oh, okay.
So, and
I think
another
one in
we are like
here.
What's that?
There's another one in the outline if you quickly want to answer that.
Oh no.
What do you mean? Oh no.
Oh right. Okay.
So this wasn't
here. Right. Okay. This wasn't a question necessarily directed to us. This was just one more put out into Twitter.
Oh, okay.
That I had grabbed. Originally it was like a joke sending it to my girlfriend. And I'm like, which one am I? But I'm curious. Do you guys watch hockey in silence or do you yell at the TV? When we were talking about this earlier, Carter, you had the best summary, I think, of this.
Yeah, I said, like, either you watch it yelling at the TV or you're a psychopath or a liar. One of those.
Yeah,
two.
exactly.
Like, if you watch hockey in complete silence, like you're not normal. Like if you do, please go get help. That's the first sign.
Like, let's put it this way: if I'm not at least like kind of not yelling, but like my voice raised at least at like certain parts through a game or whatever, if I am actually like silent, I am. It's at the point that I am pissed off about that game, and I am fuming. Yeah, exactly.
No, absolutely. Yeah, like if I'm at that point watching a hockey game and someone so much as like sneezes in my direction, I might actually kill them. Like I am like that close to just like going on a rampage. Not actually, just to clarify, but
I'm about to do something that'll give me 5 minutes on the ice, but put me in jail in real life. Let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess to wrap up the episode, let us know if you're a psychopath or if you're a normal human being who yells at their TV watching hockey.
Yeah, exactly. Nate, where can they tweet all of their what if questions and theories at you?
You can tweet them at me at Tatenhomas, TATENHOMAS.
As well as at Quack Report Pod. You can engage with him and myself when I occasionally go on Twitter at Quack Report Pod. Oh no, I hit the wrong one.
We're gonna have the old logo put up. I didn't put this on.
Oh no. On Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok at Quack Report Pod, myself at Carter_Pods, PureTTS_97. See you guys next time. That sure was a fucking disaster to start season 3, hey?